Okay, so I have the Hatsan Blitz in 30 caliber. I've been shooting JSB 50.15 grains out of this gun. Now, I will say I've had this gun for a couple days. The fitting they give you with it can only screw into a hand pump. Okay, it does not screw into any high pressure compressor without a special adapter. Okay, so that's one thing to be aware of. When you get this gun from the factory, it has no charge on it. This gun cannot be filled when you get it with the fill probe that they include with it, or with a hand pump or anything other than a bottle. Okay, I tried filling it the way they recommend filling it, which is locking the bolt to the rear, the safety on, everything. All that would happen is air would come right out of here, and it didn't matter if you had it open. If you closed it, the air would just come out of the muzzle. So it didn't matter where you put the air in at, how fast you put it in. It would just come in. It would just come out here. I tried the hand pump first because I bought a hand pump, and I brought it to. We tried an air compressor with the. Luckily, the air gun place, they actually owned a Hatsan, so they had the quick fill probe, which I then purchased from them. And they tried pumping this up with a compressor. It just shot out of the breech as fast as it was going in. And then we tried a fill bottle. It was a 3000 psi fill bottle, and when I ended up getting it sealed by putting it on there, leaving the bottle open, having someone hold the bottle while I took the gun, set the bolt forward, and started dry firing, cocking, dry fire, cocking, dry fire. About the 4th or 5th time I dry fired it, it seemed like the valve had closed for the most part in there, and we were in the yellow zone on the gun. So it was holding more pressure than zero, so that we were making progress, and then we were able to get it up with the air compressor the rest of the way. But so currently I've only shot about 32 rounds out of this gun. Most of them have been in semi-automatic mode at about 10 yards, and 6 in full auto. Didn't have a problem with the full auto. It cycled perfectly with all semi and full auto. The magazine came a little bit deformed, so I noticed some drag when I was putting pellets in, but as long as you put them in all the way, shouldn't have an issue. This gun does not come with this scope. This is a Vortex 39x40 tactical scope. It's about $200 to $300 here, this scope. The sights it comes with is a handle attachment. It clamps here, here, and here. That's nice and all if you want to shoot with iron sights only, but I prefer to have a scope and be able to see my target where it's going. I don't like using iron sights on stuff I want to be accurate with. But I tested this side by side by their in-house brand. They had a 22 caliber air rifle there with a moderator on it, and this is a 30 cal. They had a decibel reader there, and we said just see how it was, because they thought that theirs was going to be quieter than mine. I dry fired mine, it read 113. They dry fired theirs, it read 118. And keep in mind, theirs also had a suppressor on the end, and it was a lever action. So there you have it. I gotta say, I really hated setting up this gun. I really hated this company. I reached out to them, emailed them. The only way to get a hold of them is to email the company. They literally straight up went for my hand pump. They were like, oh, well, maybe the bleed screw wasn't closed all the way. Not the case whatsoever. That bleed screw was tight. It was closed. Nothing I could have done better about it. And another thing I had an issue with was there's a nut in there that this nut fell out somewhere. I don't know where it was, but it wouldn't hold that screw in place. But it's not really a vital piece, but I was able to take the nut and bolt off the handguard that was up here. The regular sights are up there, and put it down there. And all this does is it keeps this from sliding up and down the bottle and the barrel, so you can actually use your bipod, lean into it and whatnot. This bottle is not removable. I gotta say that Hatsan is for spending $1,000 on a rifle like this. They didn't include a quick fill probe, they included the threaded probe, which to me is a big insult to the customer, because that is literally useless. You cannot fill this gun by hand from the factory. You will have to get a quick fill probe to be able to hook it up to any sort of high pressure compressor or canister or anything, because most places the threads that come with this fill probe are so unique because they are metric. Every single scuba shop uses imperial threads. Okay, you cannot thread the adapter that comes with this gun into any American scuba adapter whatsoever. Hatsan wants you to buy theirs for like $150. It comes with, I guess, the regulator and everything that goes on the scuba tank. Screw that nonsense, okay? And it was ridiculous how I had to get this thing to seal from the factory. There shouldn't have been a problem with the valves being stuck open. It should not be leaking out air, filling it the way the manufacturer recommends. I may have well avoided my warranty getting it just to fucking work the way it was. And that has me ticked off about this rifle. Other than that, I wanted a semi-automatic rifle for under $1,000, for around $1,000 that shot 30 cal. This is the only one in that price range that I know of. And hey, you get Hatsan, they're all about the same price for all the calibers. So I figured 30 cal, go big or go home. One downside to having this pellet caliber is the fact that no place will carry a 30 caliber pellet. Everything has to be bought online, so you can't just go to Cabela's or Walmart or Bass Pro Shop or any sort of local air gun store and just buy a 30 caliber pellet. They most likely do not have them in stock. At least and even the one I went to, they actually wanted to show this gun off to some of the other people that haven't seen one yet, because currently these are not available until I think June or July of 2021. So I was able to get this one from Midway USA. They emailed me saying their inventory status changed from 0 to 1, and I bought this one. So I also emailed them about the difficulty that I was having. They just were offering to send it back to them for a refund, and I was like, well, I'm gonna try a few more troubleshooting steps now. But if you look at it, this is the next day. It's still holding pressure. I had shot it down to about the 200 bar mark. I hand pumped it back up. This thing is a little bit difficult to bump up by hand because it's a large displacement tank. But you know, if you're just getting into the hobby like I am, this is my first PCP air gun. I have a Springer that I use, a Remington Springer that shot about 1,000 feet per second. I'm not sure how fast this one shoots, but I'm going to be guessing it's about 700 feet per second. I don't think you're going to get anywhere near what they advertise from the factory. I don't think you're going to be getting 750 feet per second like they claim with a 30 caliber pellet. I don't think it's possible using regular available pellets. Probably maybe a light grain you can do it, but you lose accuracy and you lose power with lighter grain pellets. So this rifle is mostly going to be used for small game killing, like rabbits and groundhogs and a couple other pests we have around here. Currently I'm only allowed to be using this on private property, so it's going to be used for target shooting. It's a lot cheaper to shoot than my AR-15 right now. The AR-15 is about 60 cents a round. This is probably, for 150 rounds, I paid $17.99. So it's about 10 cents a round, a little bit more than that. But you get more shots off cheaper with this, and yeah, this is just the cheapest way to go. And with the current gun bans going on, they're trying to ban all guns in the US. And if they're following the trend of Europe, where these guns are actually regulated in Europe because these pack more than a certain foot-pounds of energy on impact, is how they measure it. And This thing's actually full auto, and it's currently unregulated in the US. So you'll have a full auto gun when they do come to ban them, because I'm pretty sure they'll have a grandfather clause or grandfather these things in based on when you purchased them. Well, that's all for the introduction to this Hatsan. Thanks for watching.